are interested in seeing some more exclusive content and other perks, please check out my memberships below. Also, check out my new POV channel, Stephanie POV ASMR, for more content from me. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a kind of focusing on how to contour the face, and we'll complete the look for her afterwards, but I'm just going to kind of walk through that for you. So we're just going to get started. Okay, so I'm going to start just by pushing the hair out of the face. Okay. So we don't get anything in the hair. Okay. Are you primed? Like, are you moisturized?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm gonna do first is a little bit of foundation, just to get a little bit of a base on. But we'll do some priming. So as always, I have my light reflecting primer. I think this would be good if we're talking about a more mature skin type. Something that reflects the light, hydrates, illuminates is good for the skin, because that is what helps blur the lines and wrinkles. So we're just gonna put that on. I'm sorry if my hands are a little cold.
It feels nice. Oh, feels really nice.
And then when it comes to primer, you just kind of want to let it sit on the skin for about a minute. Let it soak in. So while we wait for that, I'm going to prep foundation. Today we are using the L'Oreal True Match Illumi Healthy Luminous Makeup, which is also a good foundation for more mature skin, because again, the illumination helps. So we'll just put a little bit there. I'm going to take a crown brush. This is just a crown foundation brush. I like a brush like this because it really helps buff the product into the skin. And when it comes to applying the makeup, you can take your brush, put it in and start buffing. I just kind of like to dot around the skin, because then I have a little bit of control of how much product is in that area.
Oh, good. Okay.
Kind of just put a little bit everywhere. Turn you just a little bit. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and start buffing this into the skin. And when I say buff, I'm not like sweeping around. I'm pushing the product into the skin. And there are several ways that you can apply the foundation. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge, but I do recommend getting your sponge damp, squeezing out the excess, and that'll help pick up any excess product, which is also a good thing. But if you're looking for more coverage, then I would use a brush.
Okay.
Fingers are okay, but I just feel like the product doesn't move as far. And I always like to blend down into the neck, just in case the foundation shade's a little off. But this gives you a nice healthy glow. And then for the contour today, we are going to do some cream contouring. And we're taking inspiration from Victoria Beckham. I believe she has her own makeup line, and she has these cute little contour sticks. I don't have that, but I can show you the premise of how she does the contour with what I have. Okay. So I have the Shiny collection here, which has a bunch of different things. So I'm going to take my cream contour palette out of this.
And this just has a couple different shades that you can use. I think today I'm gonna go in with this one. I might take just a little bit of each and mix them together. So give me one moment while I do that. And I'm gonna just use, actually let me mix it first and then. Also, when it comes to contour, I feel like a lot of times people are really bronzing up their face, but contour is not meant to be bronzy. Contour is supposed to mimic the lighting and how it hits your face. So you want it to have a little bit more of a gray tone to it, because shadows are gray. Okay, so I have this BDB $1 billion brushes. This is just like a foundation brush, but I'm gonna use this to do the lines on the skin and show you like where the placement goes and stuff like that. Okay. But if you had just like a contour stick, you would just go with that. So the way that Victoria Beckham does it is pretty standard of how you would normally do this. Top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. I'm gonna do a line right there. And Victoria does a second line right above it. So we'll just do that. And the bottom one's just a slightly bit longer. She brings it right underneath. And this will help sharpen out your jawline. And the forehead, which I thought was kind of interesting, she does an X. And then we'll do that here. Let me get the other side there. And then for the nose, she brings it all the way down. Kind of cuts it off at the front, kind of reminded me of a little deer. And then she brings it out the edges. Kind of like that. And then even up here. So this was kind of cool. I did like this part of the contour video that I watched. Let me get a smaller brush. She does, this is a good way to, again, play with the lighting and how the light hits your skin. You can look up for me. She does a little bit right underneath the eye, on the other side too. And believe it or not, putting a little bit of shadow there is very flattering. It's very flattering. And you can even put it up into your crease if you wanted to. It's also an easy way to like mimic eyeshadow without actually wearing eyeshadow. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend all of this in, and I'm just going to use that same foundation brush that I was using in the beginning. And when it comes to blending, this is kind of important. So you don't wanna blend forward. You wanna blend backwards into the hairline because that will give you that lifted look. Just think about when you're lifting. So yeah, you always wanna make sure that you're brushing up. Up, it lifts the skin, right? Same thing up here. Buff it into the hairline. Buff it into this hairline. We'll do it again on this side. And then for the chin, again, bring it back. always kind of bring it down into the neck. I think that gave you a nice little sharp jawline there. And then for the nose, just gonna take this smaller brush just so I have something a little bit easier to work with. Just trying to get you. We're just gonna blend this up. You can even take it into your brow bone. That'll also help give some shadow there. And you can blend it into the little bit that we put up there before. Doing that little thing with your nose helps the illusion of like a button nose. Sometimes I even take one right here because that gives you the illusion of like a bigger lip. I always like to do that too. Okay, so that was basically it for the Victoria Beckham contour. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish off the makeup look. We're keeping it more like natural, like everyday type vibes. But I do want to do a little bit of highlighting now since we put the contour on. Highlighting is like the second part. So that's where we take like concealer, something a little bit lighter than the foundation. And we put it under the eyes, on the chin. That's the forehead. On the forehead, on the chin. Areas that you want to bring forward. Contour brings back. Highlight brings forward. So let's see here. Got a couple shades. I'm gonna take medium neutral. They have smallest writing on these things. And I am going to use the brush that I was using for the nose, but I just want to clean off the residue so we don't have any muddiness in our highlights. Okay. So I think highlighting really starts to bring the look all together. I mean, contouring does too, but the two together really just helps form the whole look. So, oh, I totally forgot to blend underneath your eyes, so let me just do a little bit of that. So for the highlight, I'm gonna put it right underneath the eye here. I'm gonna start bringing it down the chin, or the cheek, excuse me. I'm not really touching where we put the contour. I do want that to remain dark, but the inner corner I do want to brighten. And then another little trick that you could do to give that like lifted appearance is right by the corner of your eye, bring the concealer up, again, upwards, always upward motions, and you can already see right there, you see how much more lifted you look? And then just blend it into the foundation. You can always also take the foundation brush and go back over it just to kind of blend things together. So look at the difference there. And it's much brighter, right? And then once we put the blush on and everything, it'll all come together. I use such a small amount of product, you know, I didn't use a lot.
Right.
And we can even just highlight here just a little bit more. Makeup is all about mimicking like the features of your own face and like bringing out certain features and closing off other ones. So let's do the other side. Try to look up for me. The AC is loud. Or heat, whatever that is. Alright, we're gonna do our upward motion again. That's a little trick that I always taught my ladies at the counter when they came to see me. And when it comes to the nose too, I kind of want to just bring it on the edge of the nose. And then I love highlighting the nose. So we'll put just a little bit. So you guys can see. I want to put a little bit right in the center here. And all right on the tip of the nose. And then that'll kind of make the contour look a little bit better too. Kind of like an estimation point.
Okay.
I don't want it to be harsh, I just want it to add a little bit of lightness. Do a little bit on the forehead. You see how you're starting to have like different shading going on? Yeah. It's cool to watch it come together.
It's really interesting. Wow.
Get your makeup done like you've never got it done before.
Never.
Alright, that's pretty much like the areas that I put the concealer to highlight. Also, concealer is great to use for any sort of like discoloration, blemish, you have something you want to cover up. And they have different types of concealers that do different things. One area that a lot of women get red is a corner of the nose. Just a very common area. We're going to move on to blush now. Before I do that though, I think I just want to powder just a little bit. I'm just going to use my translucent powder. And this even like kind of tells you like, you know, areas to conceal and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Airspun powder here. Let me ask you, do you have dry skin, oily skin, normal skin? Dry. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to over powder the skin because that will start to take away some of that youth within it. But I do want to just kind of take away a little bit of the shiny areas that can happen. So under the eyes is a big area that I just like to make sure is set. A lot of creasing happens there. I don't like to overdo the powder. Or you know, they even make like, you know, even the powder foundation that you showed me, that might be good to just put over top of the liquid, you know.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Just dust it.
Then it won't go to waste. That'd be great. So this is sort of just setting it.
Correct.
Like everything.
This will help, you know, the leakage into the lines.
Oh, perfect.
But I'm just doing a light dusting, you know, I'm not sitting there packing it on. Perfect. Okay. So, let me just enhance. Like, let's give you a little bit more of a bronziness going on now that we have the cream contour on. Just gonna take another shiny palette here and we'll just use a little bit of this guy. This again is kind of like setting the contour without putting a bunch of powder on your skin. But we're gonna go backwards.
Nice.
Hey guys, I have this guy banging upstairs. I don't know what he's doing, but if you hear some banging in the video, I'm very sorry. I'm doing my best to work around it. Again, just on that forehead. And I'm using a very light hand. Also, where you hold the brush makes a big difference. So if you're holding it here, it's going to be very focus in that area. But if you hold it back here, you have more movement.
Okay.
So it has a lighter hand.
So you even can go down into the neck area then with the brush. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, just like, just bring it backwards.
Just a little.
Kind of like also helps like if there's any like level of demarcation between the foundation and your neck. Because a lot of times your neck is a different color than your face.
Right.
Depending on the person, Okay, so we'll do some blush. When you wear blush, what color do you normally wear?
I don't put blush on.
Really?
I don't. My cheeks are always so red, but yeah, I just never knew how to pick it up. I'm learning a
We're
lot
gonna do a
here.
little blush
I'm
today.
learning a lot, so this is good.
Well, now your skin's nice and even, right? Like you don't see redness in your skin.
Right.
So we're gonna bring just a little bit of a touch of color back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use this one
Oh.
because this has like they're not like I know it's kind of hard for you to see in this lighting, but it's like
So they're not real pinky, because
Yeah.
pink.
yeah. I don't think I would pink on
See, I
you.
tried a pink before, and
I
thought
think
that
pink
was
is a little too cool
too cool.
for
Okay.
your skin tone.
Okay.
I think the orangey
look-
kind of colors are a little bit better, a little bit more warm.
Okay.
So I kind of like these two
Me too.
because they're not too pink. These guys here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this one. You can always tap off the excess. Just don't blow on your brush.
Okay.
It just drives me crazy when people do that.
I see a lot of people blowing on the brush.
I mean, it's one thing if it's your brush and on your
Right.
face, but
Oh.
if I'm doing it and I go, and then put that on your face. Okay, so for the blush, we're gonna apply it right above where we put the bronzer, the contour. So I'm gonna put it right here. This is where your cheek is, right? But again, backwards. I don't want to bring it too much into here
Okay.
because then you'll look like a clown or like a little girl, like like really rosy cheeks. You don't really necessarily want the attention there all the time. It depends on your face shape too. But this will give you that more lifted appearance than putting it here.
Wow. Nice.
Just a little bit. Just do a little bit more. It's pretty. See, it's like very natural.
Right.
Oh my god, this guy upstairs is driving me crazy. With the banging, guys, I'm so sorry. Very pretty.
I really like that.
Sometimes I even like to hit the nose a little bit. Or the chin, just to give it a little extra love. Not a lot, just whatever's left over on my brush. Okay. Let's do a little bit of highlighting. Have you ever used highlighter?
No.
So highlighter is, you see this little glow right here?
Uh-huh, okay.
That's highlight.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna do a lot. I know, if you've ever seen Kat's highlight, she has very beautiful cheeks, so like it really stands out on her. So that's kind of what we're gonna do on you too. Oh wait, no, let's use this. So for highlight, we're gonna go. You kind of already have a natural one coming right here. So I'm just gonna put it right there. And it just brings a little pop to the cheek. It's kind of hard to see on camera, it's a little subtle. But I see it in person. You might turn your face a little maybe this way. Yeah, there it is. Now you can see it. Cute. Nice. And I'm using more of like a goldish. I just knew. I just had a feeling. Like I haven't seen you a lot, but like I just knew that like you would be more of a goldy type vibe than a silvery.
Oh, that is, okay. I didn't realize, that's a nice color.
Yeah. I also love, I don't know if you can see on my nose here, but I love a little pop of the nose. It's cute. The lip, I love highlighting the lip. A good place to highlight is right under the brow bone.
Oh.
Makes them look higher.
Oh, I like it.
I might come back to that just to highlight the inner corners, but I'm gonna do a little eyeshadow. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. Just took a bunch of neutrals in there. And I'm just going to take one of these more neutral shades, and you can close your eyes for me. I'm gonna bring this into her crease, kind of like where we put that contour in the beginning. We're just accentuating that a little bit more. I don't know if they're like moving upstairs or what's going on.
Sounds like it. So this is like an eyeshadow then, that you're putting in the crease.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna like do too much eyeshadow on you today, but I just want to like just show you how you can do a little bit and still get a nice look from it, you know. Just a little bit in the crease, and then if you wanted to, you can darken it up a little bit, like just on the outer edge, right here. This will be really flattering as well.
Oh, wow, nice.
You see it just like brings a little bit of, you're contouring your eyes.
It really does make a difference.
Yeah. The smaller the brush too, the more impact of the color you'll have of the shadow. Something a little bit more dense. Would you like me to put on your jade eyeliner?
Oh, do you think it would be okay with everything you've done? I mean,
Yeah, we're giving very neutral look today, so it would be just fine.
nice.
And I do a little pop of maybe this shimmery here. You can close.
Oh, okay.
This will just pop in the center. Oops, hold on. Just putting this all over her lid. Look at me. You can open your eye. Yeah, I love that. Look at this again. just gonna take a brush and make sure the inner corners get some love. Okay, open again. All right, I'm going to hit a little bit to where we put the contour underneath. You can open for me. And just bring a little bit of darkness under the eye. And you see how that little bit of color really does make your eyes pop.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I'm gonna highlight the inner corner too with that same eyeshadow that I was just using on the lid. And this is a hit or miss for some people, so you can tell me how you feel about it.
Okay.
I love it. I'm gonna go
That's
grab your eyeliner. I just want to do a little bit of liner. This is Jade by Revlon, which is like a green. And I think that would look pretty against the eyes, and especially since, you know, we kept it pretty neutral, like color-wise, so you can really do anything you wanted to at this point.
Okay.
And then you have like this will really pop your eyes. I understand your color process. You can close.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and line the top lid here. Okay, open. Yeah.
And you go all the way in then. I wasn't sure where you stopped, but you take the line.
It
all the
depends.
way.
Like
Okay.
I think it depends on the person. It depends on their eye shape. I think you have eyes that you can bring it all the way
Bring it
in.
Okay. Oh, I think, yeah.
And even if you wanted to, I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but you can go underneath here.
Oh, okay.
Or like, you know.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do it too much and irritate you, but you can get in there. You can close again for me. And if you wanted to only take it about halfway, you totally could.
Okay.
You know, just let me see how that looks. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit less intense.
Okay.
You know, day into night look type vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go underneath inside the waterline. You can look down.
All right, look down. Okay. That's interesting. Wow.
You did pretty good.
I like it. Wow.
Yeah, looks good.
It's nice.
Okay, let's find a good brow color for you.
And you don't put like that jade on the bottom. Sorry.
I could. Do you want?
A little. I think I like a
Yeah.
little bit in the corner. It just
Make some.
if
pop
you
a
think
little
it's
bit
too
more.
much, you can let me know.
Not sure. Listen, you can do whatever you want. I play with my makeup differently all the time. Yeah, gives you a little bit more of that smokiness. Like you could put it in here if you wanted to.
Okay.
Every day is different.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
So I just put that basically where we just put the contour.
Okay.
Yeah, make him like connect if you wanted to.
Oh, I like it.
And that gives a nice little smoke too. Okay, we're gonna take some of this e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow. This will just give her a little bit of fill. I'm just gonna follow the natural shape of her brow. I'm not really doing too much here. Just wanna keep it pretty natural. Just kind of, sometimes you lose the brow in the makeup. So we just wanna bring it back. Yeah. let's do the mascara. Just gonna take the high impact mascara here from Clinique. All right, I'm just gonna be looked down. Yeah. Mascara just like makes all the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like it, yeah. It helps to have a little bit of mascara.
It does. And you have good lashes, so.
Okay.
Do you like to apply it on the bottom too?
I do.
Okay. No, I love applying it on the
Okay.
bottom. I just wanted to ask because some people don't like that. I don't know why. I'm very much an advocate for it. I think people just aren't used to certain things, so they're afraid to try it.
Right. I've just always have since 16. So I keep doing it. Not as much as I used to, because I think too much.
Not as intense.
Yeah, not as intense. Put it.
Yeah, just a little touch at the bottom. All right, look up for me. Yeah. Just gotta fix that little smudge right there.
You're popping. I like seeing my eyes pop like that.
Yeah, I know, right? Feels so good. Okay, so I got a little bit of mascara underneath your eye.
Oh,
So I'm just gonna teach you how to remove that. Let it dry down.
okay.
And then you can get like a little mascara on. Look up for me.
Oh, look. Okay.
And I'm just gonna lightly scrape it.
Okay.
And then I'll take it away. Let me just take this really quick. Fix that. Okay, so all that we have left to do is lips.
Yay.
So we're gonna use Revlon Wine. Matches your pants.
Right.
So I'm just gonna take this and line her natural lip. I think lip liner is really important, especially as you get older because this will help some of the bleeding of the lipstick. Helps keep it on longer. Helps shape your lip. Okay, so now we're gonna take the Revlon lipstick in Wine with Everything. And this is Denise's, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it on her today. It's so interesting, like, I saw this post once, and it was like the shape of women's lipstick and how everybody's looks different just based on how you apply it. Like yours is very flat, so I wonder, how do you apply it normally? It's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I just kind of blot them a little bit for me. Okay, cool. And I just want to clean that up a little bit.
I normally have a little like glossy chapstick just to add a little bit of
Little shine.
Yeah, just a little
Oops,
shine.
just lost my earring. Okay, I just want to clean up the bottom, so I'm going to take a little bit of my concealer on like a flat brush. And can you put your tongue like right here? Like, the whole bottom. You can also use concealer like an eraser sometimes.
That's good for me to know.
Yep.
Because I know what you're talking about. I just never knew what to do there. So.
Yeah, I just want to, because it kind of leaked out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be the lip liner. Maybe you need something a little bit more drying. Okay, and then I'm going to take just a little bit more of this powder.
Okay.
Just to try to help some of the melting of the lipstick. Okay, and then the final step, we're going to do just a little bit of a balm, just to give it a little bit more of a shine.
Okay.
This is from EOS or EOS Candy Cane.
Okay.
Just give it a little bit of hydration. Yeah.
Looks nice. Wow, I'm excited.
It does look nice. Okay. And then one more thing that you can do if you don't already have this in your routine is a setting spray.
Oh, okay.
This will set the makeup, keep it in place, keep it from really moving around throughout the day. Almost out of this, so I'll probably use the rest on you today. You can close your eyes. And then you just kind of want to let it soak in. Don't open your eyes just yet.
Okay.
You kind of just want to let it dry down until you no longer feel it. And they have like different types of setting sprays. So, you have hydrating ones, they have mattifying ones, ones that help pores, one that helps glow, one that helps melt the makeup into your skin. There's so many different ones out there these days. But look at you, glowing.
Oh, I love it.
You are glowing.
Thank you. Oh, it looks nice.
So I think we're gonna get Kat in here right now.
Okay.
And she's gonna do a little something, something just to finish you off here.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll be right back.
All right, so I am going to give you a little bit of a curl. So I'll have you go ahead, relax and close your eyes. And just gonna give you a little bit of a curl. We'll keep some of the pieces straight, like you asked.
So relaxing.
Just a little hairspray. Alright, what do you think?
I love it. Perfect.
Alright guys, well that is today's video. I'm going to get a quick close-up of the makeup and the hair and everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed, learned something new today. I hope you loved your little makeover.
I love it. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot and I love it.
Yes, and you can always come back and reference this video now, so you always know what to do.
Okay.
Oh, this is so fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Bye guys.
Bye.
And you can open.